Hi there. I know you don't know me, but today I am the happiest man alive because I found myself a new job. Why? Do you believe in fate? I would like to tell you a story, but I don't want to bother you because you'll think I'm crazy. No? Are you 100% sure? Okay. Do you smoke? No, I will leave them here in case you change your mind. So, my childhood wasn't the best one. I can't complain that I was hungry or that my parents were aggressive or they didn't love me or something like that, but I had to start working really soon since my parents had low income. It was so bad that I even didn't go to high school and I had to start working on the local farm. Also, I had food on the table and roof above my head, but that was it. My father was too proud man or too stupid, however you want, to ask or to accept help regarding money from my mom's family. Our lives suddenly changed when my rich uncle passed away and we got his car. Keep in mind we are talking about mid late 80s here. I don't I didn't know how to drive and local taxi driver was thinking about retiring. He loved me because here and there I could wash his tires and get a couple of bucks, but he didn't have any children, but wanted to pay me for my driving license. He also knew my father and I didn't have to think twice. This time my father accepted an offer. Meanwhile, my parents died, and since I wasn't an only child, they left me a house. Also, I found myself a wife. We got two boys and one girl, and I got a chance to give my family a life I never had. Except for the thing I was working 18 hours per day, not always, but mostly. No holidays, no vacation days, only me and my car, plus a lot of different people in it. I didn't want to complain because, as I said, I wanted to give my family a life I didn't have as a kid and let them finish high school and find proper jobs. Everything was going according to my plan until that night. It was a really cold, rainy, foggy night. I have never seen that before. Something like you would be able to see in a horror movies. That night there was not a lot of work since people didn't want to leave their houses or to go anywhere. No wonder. I was parked near the railway station because it was the best position for me. Suddenly one older lady, dressed all black, came out of railway station, but I didn't catch that any trains arrived at that time. Weird, but at least I won't spend this evening for nothing. She looked kind of familiar, like someone I already know, but since I met a lot of people during my career, I didn't pay much attention to it. The thing started to get weird when she asked me to drive her to the cemetery because today is her husband's anniversary. I had a lot of weird requests and destinations during the last couple of years, but I never got someone who'd wanted to visit local graveyard during this type of weather. She was an older lady and I was in my 30s. Why is that important? You will find out that later. We didn't see a single car on the road and not a single soul on the streets. It was weird, but I thought that the weather was the problem. We are here. That would be $12, I said. She told me she needs me to stay here since she needs to go back to the train station with me. She just wanted to put flowers on his grave and after one Hail Mary she will return. Give me 5 minutes, please, she said. She left the car and entered the graveyard, but now it was more than 5 minutes. I'm sitting here for 20 minutes and although I know the reason why she is there, I decided to go out to look out for her. I heard her crying and now I was thinking, should I say something or not? But I will give her one more minute and then that's it. I approached her and said, sorry ma'am, but we should really get going. It's late and you're all wet. But then she started saying something how good he was and she really can't accept the fate that took him away from her. He was so young, she said. I turned my head to the gravestone and since there was a little bit of light from the lamp that was nearby, I saw something that almost gave me a heart attack. Died in a car crash, and there was today's date and year. I started rubbing my eyes to see if I saw that right, but when I got closer, I saw something even more terrifying. It was my name on the gravestone, my year and date of my birth. I started running to my car, faster and faster. I fell down, but I got back on my feet immediately. When I got to my car, I tried to turn it on, but I couldn't. When I took a look out of my car window, I saw her crying and running towards me and yelling I shouldn't leave her all alone here. When she grabbed my door, my car finally started and I drove off towards the city. I was shaking and heavily breathing, slapping myself because I thought I was dreaming. When I finally thought I managed to escape from her, I saw her in another street running towards me with the same sad, crying face, yelling at me not to leave her alone here. This happened a couple of times more on my drive home. When I finally arrived home, I started knocking on my house door like a maniac. I didn't know where were my keys and my wife opened the doors. She started yelling at me because I woke up our kids and they were crying. She saw that something was odd because she has never seen me shaking like that. I wanted to tell her what happened, but I couldn't form a single sentence. I took a pill because here and there I had a problem with insomnia and I managed to fall asleep. Next morning, my wife was still sleeping. The weather was clear, birds were singing, and it was a very sunny day, almost a perfect day. Although I have some regular customers that were waiting for me to drive them to the rail station, to be honest, I didn't care. I needed to go to the cemetery to see where exactly my gravestone is. When I got there, I looked at every single gravestone that was there. Nothing. At that place, opposite of the lamp, there was no gravestones. It was an empty place. I decided to take a day off to clear my mind. When I got home, my wife asked what happened yesterday and why I'm not working. I looked her in her eyes and I realized I don't want to tell her what really happened. I told her something about some animal that jumped in front of my car that scared me to death. She just hugged me and I thought it's best not to share any details with her. Until this day, no one heard what happened to me during that cold, rainy, and foggy night. Only you. Did I manage to escape my fate when I left my job? Would you also stop like me, or would you still be working? Let me know in the comments and please don't mention this to anyone.